Okay, starting chapter 6 now. All right, drinking, drugs, and health. All right, so it's a very short chapter as far as the number of pages goes, but there's an awful lot of things that you need to know, which is basically the entire chapter. All right, so again, it's your book. All right, and you can handle it any way that you want to handle it. All right, folds in the pages, asterisks next to things, or whatever it is. All right, but it's only a few pages long. All right, but there's a lot of material that you need to highlight. Okay. So this starts on page 114. Okay. All right. So it goes all the way up to here. All right. And if you want to do the whole page, obviously you can. All right. All right. But just remember, alcohol is a depressant. All right. So it slows down your reaction time and your perception of things, which obviously can affect everything else having to do with driving. All right. Drinking even a small amount of alcohol increases a motorist's chances of having a crash. Never drink and drive. Driving under the influence of intoxicating beverages means that a driver's senses and judgment are impaired by alcohol. All right, so that's by definition right there. So you definitely going to need to know that definition there. After 2, 3, or 4 drinks, alcohol begins to impair reaction time, coordination, and balance. Vision and the ability to judge distances is affected, making it more difficult to react and to drive safely. Again, alcohol is a depressant. The only thing that can make a person sober is time. Alcohol is removed slowly by the body. The majority of the alcohol is detoxified or oxidized, all right, by the liver. The other 10% is eliminated through breath, urine, and sweat. This fact is the prime reason why sober up quick methods do not work. All right, things like black coffee or cold showers or introducing a stimulant because it's a depressant. Right, those are all. It doesn't affect anything. Right, actually, it can even multiply effects. In addition, studies have proven conclusively that a combination of alcohol and anger is responsible for much of the reckless, aggressive driving that caused fatal highway crashes. Right, so speeding, right, changing in and out of lanes, right, things like that. While most alcohol-related crashes involving only one vehicle, they frequently result in the death or serious injury of numerous people, including passengers, pedestrians, and other motorists. All right, that's when if your blood alcohol content, which we'll get into, is over a certain amount, you can actually be charged with either vehicular manslaughter or vehicular homicide. Okay. Now, this diagram we've talked about before in class, all right, but there it is in the book here now. Okay, so remember, for each one of these things here, it's talking about the level of alcohol in each one of them being the same, right? So even though this entire drink is 1.5 ounces, this entire drink is 12 ounces, and this entire drink is 5 ounces, right? The amount of alcohol in each one of those, okay, is what they're actually measuring, right? As far as what they consider an actual drink, okay. Now the following page, okay, again, right? How much is too much? This is page 115 now. Again, it's your book. You need to know the entire page. So if you want to highlight the whole thing, all right, you can. All right, you want to put asterisk next to it, all right, and be my guest. Again, it's your book, all right. But the only scientific way to check how much is too much is through a blood alcohol concentration, or BAC. A simple breath test will show a motorist's BAC. BAC is determined by 4 factors: the quantity of alcohol consumed, how much, your body weight, how quickly drinks were consumed, and food eaten. Okay, all right. So now, quantity, just the amount of alcohol that you consumed during that time. Your body weight, one drink is going to affect a 100-pound person differently than it's going to affect a 200-pound person. How quickly the drinks were consumed. Consuming 3 drinks in a half hour, all right, is different than consuming 3 drinks spaced out over 3 hours. Okay, and food eaten. Right, this is kind of a misnomer. All right, in which what I mean by that is people think that food can magically soak up alcohol. That's not what happens. It just delays it from getting into the system. All right, kind of think about if you have a storm in the fall, okay, and the leaves are collected around the drain in your maybe in your in your neighborhoods. All right. And the rain builds up in and around that drain because the leaves and the sticks are around it. But eventually what happens? Well, the water winds up going down into the drain. Right. Same thing with food in your stomach. Right. It delays the alcohol from getting into your bloodstream. That's all it does. All right. And for the average person, right, they oxidize or I'll say filter, right, filter one alcoholic drink, and it takes them about 90 minutes, anywhere from 60 minutes to 90 minutes to filter that one drink. All right, but what normally happens in that 90 minutes? There's probably a second drink. Okay, and in which case now the process is started over again.